All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to crack the code on something we use every single day, and let's be honest, probably struggle with pretty often: English spelling. It feels so chaotic, so random. But what if I told you there's actually a hidden system, a logic hiding in plain sight? Our whole investigation kicks off right here with our document of the day. At first glance, it's just a menu from a Boy Scout cookout, right? We've got oyster chowder, sprouted soy, sirloin tips. Sounds pretty good, actually. But this isn't just a list of food. This menu is a linguistic puzzle box, and it's absolutely packed with all the clues we need to solve some of English's most annoying spelling frustrations. So, what is the secret code that this menu is hiding? Well, that's what we're here to find out. We're going to treat this like a real investigation to uncover the patterns that are hiding right under our noses. Now, every good investigation needs the right tools. And our number one tool for decoding this menu is something called a vowel digraph. A vowel digraph? It sounds technical, but it's super simple. It's just when two vowels team up, side by side, to make one single sound. Like OU or OA. These little teams are the basic building blocks of the patterns we're about to find. So let's go find some. Okay, to warm up our code-breaking muscles, let's start with a really familiar sound. We're going to hunt through our menu for all the words that have that ow sound, like in the word out. So when we pull all the words from the menu and sort them by how they sound, our first big clue just jumps right out. See this column? All these words have that ow sound. We've got scout, round, chowder. Most are spelled with an OU. But hang on, look closer. Brown is in there too, and it's spelled with an OW. How interesting is that? So there it is. 2. We have 2 common ways to spell the exact same sound, and we found them both right here on this menu. This isn't chaos, people. This is our first major piece of evidence. It's a clue. And here's where it gets really fun. That OW spelling, it's kind of a shapeshifter. We see it making the ow sound in brown, but on our menu, it also pops up in yellow, bow tie, and elbow. And in those words, it makes a totally different sound, that long O sound, like in snow. So one spelling, OW, can stand for 2 different sounds. Now this is exactly what makes English feel so tricky, but it's also a giant hint that there must be rules controlling all this. Okay, now for the main event of our little investigation. Let's tackle another vowel sound, the one that goes oi, because this is where we uncover one of the most reliable, most useful rules in all of English spelling. Seriously, this one's a game changer. So let's gather up our next set of clues from the menu. We've got boy, oyster, soy, sirloin, and oil. You can hear it, right? They all share that same distinct oi sound. But look, they're using 2 different spellings, OY and OI. So you have to ask, is it just random? Spoiler alert, not a chance. And here it is. This is the secret. It is so simple, yet so powerful. It's all about position. The OI spelling, like in sirloin and oil, is almost always used in the middle of a word. And the OY spelling, like in boy and soy, that comes at the end. That's it. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's incredibly consistent. Once you see this rule, I promise you're going to see it everywhere. But hold on, our menu isn't done giving up its secrets. This time, we're looking at the letters OO. And as we're about to see, this common vowel pair also has a bit of a dual identity. When we sort all the OO words from our menu, check out what happens. Another perfect pattern. They fall so neatly into 2 different sound groups. In this first column, you've got food, bamboo, shoot. They all have that long oo sound, like in boot. But in the second column, we get cooks, good, brook. They have that shorter sound, like in book. So this isn't some weird one-off exception. It is another predictable pattern. Just like the source material says, the vowel digraph OO simply has 2 stranded pronunciations. The key isn't to be confused by it, but just to know that both are possible. You just have to listen for the context when you read. Okay, so you might be thinking,
These are great little rules, but what about those giant, intimidating words? Well, this is why it all matters so much. Understanding these small spelling rules is the absolute key to systematically taking apart and decoding much, much larger words.
Let's use the word appointment as an example. Looks kind of complex, right? But let's use our strategy. First, we scan for our vowel patterns, and bam, there it is, our oi digraph. And because we know oi is a vowel teen that sticks together, it shows us exactly how to break the word into manageable chunks. App, point, meant. We can read each part easily, and then we just say it smoothly. Appointment. See? Our little oi rule was the key that unlocked the entire word. And listen, this isn't just some party trick for the word appointment. This is a fundamental strategy for reading and spelling. Find the vowel patterns, divide the word into syllables right around them, and just read it piece by piece. It turns a scary challenge into a simple, step-by-step process. So, let's zoom out and just recap what our investigation of a simple Boy Scout menu has shown us about the secret logic of English spelling. Here are the big takeaways. We discovered that incredibly handy positional rule for oi and oi. Oi in the middle, oi at the end. We saw that some sounds, like ow, can have more than one common spelling. We learned that some spellings, like oo, can have more than one common sound. And maybe most importantly, we saw that these aren't just a bunch of random facts. They're all parts of a bigger system where these small, reliable rules build on each other to help us decode even the biggest words. What seems like total chaos is actually a system with its own kind of logic. So the next time you're reading anything at all, a sign, an email, a book, just remember that you've been let in on the secret. Now that you know what to look for, what other hidden patterns are just waiting out there for you to find them? The code is all around you, just waiting to be cracked.